Hi, Veera. Welcome to this second session. Just as a reminder, you remember we had used the Excel as a calculator to do the calculation in the same cell. And then if we assign values to different cells to actually do the calculation after linking two cells. After that, we had done showcasing the data in a table format. So let me just open up the Excel you created, Beta, and let's see what you've done. So the first thing is fine. You have actually done the linking. So in this cell, you have done the, within the cell formula, and over here you have done the linked formula. So this is very good. Thank you. So all of your answers are right. And I can also see that you have done multiply and you have done division, but I think here you have not used across the cells. So maybe that's something you can practice. Sorry. Sorry. Here I can see you have again put it quite well. Though the spelling is wrong, it's roll number, ROLL, right? And you have put the details. You will notice that in the number of students, here you have to put this cell free because the number of students seem to spill out. Hence, what you should do is you might just want to increase it by dragging. Okay. So one good thing to do is you can actually select all the cells, and if you click on the top, uh, the place between the cells, it'll auto adjust. Right. And then what you can do is you can actually keep age here so that it becomes one composite table. Is that okay? You understood it, Toshani?
Yes.
Okay, great. Now, what I would want you to do is, I want you to write down, you have already made one entry. I want you to write down the names and details about 4 of your friends into this same table as your homework. Okay, so that will be your first homework after this class. So what did we use the Excel for? We used it as a calculator. We used it to showcase data in a table format. And then we use it to store data. So which comes out of this same, utility to, so maybe I can just write it here. This is, you can store data like this, like you have created the table. The second thing what you can do is you can actually um, calculate things, right, into the data. So you can manage the data. So how do you do that? You can actually clean the data, ensure, format the data, right? Like we did, right? Make the cells of equal size and the like. And, you can also calculate things into the data. Like if you have date of birth, you can actually calculate the age of the person, right? So these are things that you can do in this data. Other than this, when you store data in Excel, when you manage data in Excel, one more thing you can do is create summaries out of data. Okay. So what can you do? You can actually, summarize the data, create it so that you can see. Because if you have a long list of data, it's difficult to understand it. So what you want to do is to create a summary to understand the data. So at this stage, what are the tools to create summaries? There are inbuilt tools which we'll go through, like the pivot table. Okay. And you are already seeing it in your maths class, which is creating graphs, right? You did that bar graphs, etc., right? So how do you create the pivot tables and graphs? And the last part of it is actually doing the analytics in the data. So you have to do the analytics, you have formulas, multiple formulas, drag and drop formulas. You have what is called the analysis tool pack. You have also within the data tab, You can have many financial optimization options. So if you go here, you can see them. You have forecast sheet, you have what if analysis, so multiple tools have been given to you in the data sheet. Now, when I am talking about storing the data, you can not only store the data through data entry, which is what you are doing, which is creating the table. You can also store the data by importing in the data. Okay, that means, what does import mean, beta? Any idea what is importing mean? What does I want to import things into India? I want to export things from India. So what does import and export mean? So import means bringing things in. Export means taking things out. Something out, I'll bring something in. I'll bring something in and take a few things out. Yes. So importing in the data means that you want to bring in things. Now, when you look at importing in data, you can, of course, bring it in from other tables outside, like CSV, etc. And we'll see all these things. But you can also bring it from the web, okay, from the cloud. So there are multiple such options now within Excel. Excel is no longer a simple tool. It actually allows you to do multiple things. So are you excited to get on? Yes. Great, great. Let's start with doing some basic formatting. So what are we doing now? We are actually creating a table, right, with the name of the students. So the first thing in Excel is that you have the option to pull out a series. So I have written 201, I will write 202, and then I want to create a whole series. Now here you will notice that 201 is in the middle, 202 is in the side, because under the home tab, you can see that I have chosen the middle option here. Okay, alignment. Okay, but generally things are aligned to the left or to the right. Okay, so I can just take this data and I can pull it through. So if I want to assign students from roll number 201 to 210, I didn't need to write down everything. All I wrote down is the first and the second, and all these, what happened? This function is called an autofill option. What happened? I could just drag it through. Now, this is, of course, possible only where there is a series or sequence. So there's numbers. It's very much possible. If you write A, B, C, D, it's possible. So can you see this, the autofill option? So if I was to write A, B, and if I want to just, here you can see the autofill option has come. Okay. But here, when I do it for letters, you can see A, B, and it's not just showing me the C, D. It's just taken that and filled it up. Okay. But if I write Sunday, Monday, and then do it, so you can see it has filled up Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Okay. So what happens is, if there is a series already available, the system will use the series for autofill. Okay. What is the other thing you can autofill? Suppose you have the months of the week, of the year, right? So if I do January, February, and then I don't want to write it all out, I can just pull it out. Okay, this is, the filling has not happened so well. My spelling is wrong. So here, when I did the spelling right, you can see. I could also have written it as Jan Feb. Can you see when the autofill is available, what happens is it will just come through. Okay. Is this done? So I would want you to do two things in your assignment. One is create the table that you have started to create, and second is to create 2-3 lists, okay, of the weekday and the month of the year. Okay. Okay, to Shani, then I'll close this video and we'll log in when you do these two things. Bye. Bye.